guys, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about two palettes. We are going to do a comparison between them, and these are the Zoeva Matte Palette and the Zoeva Spectrum Matte Palette. I am going to talk about ingredients, size, colors, pigmentation, packaging and all that good stuff, and if you are interested, please keep on watching. So I've been checking all the ingredients, and in both palettes the ingredients are exactly the same, which makes me think that the way the color look and apply and the pigmentation should be exactly the same. However, I found that this is not the case when you compare these two palettes, but we're gonna talk about this in more depth later. The pan sizes are exactly the same, so you get 1.5 grams in each pan. Obviously the biggest difference is the size of the palette. This one is a 10 eyeshadow palette and this one is a 15 eyeshadow palette. Because of that, obviously the price is different. For this one you have to pay £28.50 and for this one £17.50. You obviously have to pay for delivery as well, and if you live in America, I think you have to pay tax as well, but I'm not really sure about that. But let's just talk about the price that's on the website. So you pay £11 more to get an extra row here of eyeshadows. These are the only palettes that Zoeva has that are completely matte. And some of the colors in this palette are so similar, especially when you look in the pan. Like if you put them side by side, you can easily see a few colors that are exactly the same. But I'm gonna tell you right now that even though some of them look the same, they come out a bit different when you swatch them. The only color that was absolutely the same in both palettes is the red color. So that would be the color Chat Late at Night, and in this palette it's the 80 color. So I swatched them on my hand and I swatched the similar colors one next to the other so that I can make a comparison between them. So overall, this palette is much more pigmented. I was blown away by the pigmentation and the quality of this palette when I first got it, but now it's like a confirmation of that, because this palette has amazing colors, but some of them are not as good as I expected them to be. So I'm just gonna quickly tell you the colors that are similar and let you guys know what I think about them. So let's start with the lighter colors. As you can see, the Spectrum palette has a full row of lighter colors on top, and this one has two lighter colors on top as well. When I swatched them, I saw that the eyeshadows from the Spectrum palette are more pigmented, the white ones I mean. However, they have a grey undertone, almost all of them, and I don't think this is bad, but I don't often want to have a grey undertone as a base on my lid. I would much rather have something like this color over here, because this one is like a cream color. Even though these are not as pigmented as these, I don't want them to be as pigmented. All I want from the white colors is to set my concealer and to create a clean base for what's going to go next on my lid. That's why I prefer this color over this one. Now another color that looks very different, it's the orange color. This one is called Through the Window. This one it's called 60. Now the orange color looks exactly the same in the pan. However, when you swatch them, this one is a bit brighter, this one is a bit darker, just a tiny bit, and you'll see on the swatch what I'm talking about. However, I feel like this one has a better pigmentation. Although this one is really good as well, I would pick this orange over this one if I had to choose one. Now the color that is absolutely the same in both palettes, it's the red color, and yeah, there's nothing to say about this color because it's absolutely the same, so it makes no difference to me in which palette it is. It is very pigmented in both palettes and it's wonderful. Now the rest of the colors are very different. So in this palette I feel like they have concentrated a lot in bringing a lot of new colors. This is very nice. However, as I said in the video where I did swatches, this is a palette that will work with another palette as well, and it's a shame that you have to use another palette because this one is already a big palette and you're already doing an investment. So it would be nice if this would have had some browns and some blacks. I mean, I don't use blacks, but some people might use blacks. This palette is lacking the most crease shades, is lacking dark shades. It's lacking pigment a lot of the time. Especially like this color over here, it looks so deep in the pan, but when you swatch it, it's like it's not even the color that you see in the pan. So I don't really like that. I'm very inclined to think that what you see in the pan is what should come out in the swatch, or at least something very close. But with this one, not as much, and a few colors don't have a very high pigmentation in this palette, and these colors are these two colors over here, this color over here, these colors over here. This one is not very pigmented either, but it's the most pigmented out of these three. And the colors that are the most pigmented are this bottom row and the red and the orange colors. So I don't know why this happened, because it's the same formula and I don't understand how it's possible for some eyeshadows to perform so different compared to these eyeshadows if it's the same formula. So I have no idea, but it's a fact. Now in this palette, the colors are amazing and the selection is amazing, and the pigmentation of the colors, it's amazing. It's not like in this palette one would perform good and the other one would be like, I don't know. But this one, every single one of them is good, and that's what a palette should be like. Although this is a smaller palette, you can do more with this one. You can use this on a daily basis without any doubt. You have all over the lid shade, you have in the crease shade, in the crease shade, in the crease shade, in the crease shade. This one I use on my eyebrows and it's just the perfect color for me, and if it's good for you as well, it's a big plus. And then you've got some pops of color over here which are very nice. Just by looking at this palette, I can instantly think of looks that I can create, and it took me so long to figure out what can I do with this palette, just because I have to use other things with it as well, and I don't like that, because I don't like to have a lot of makeup open on my table. Because if I use an eyeshadow palette and then I use a contouring palette, for example, and then if this eyeshadow palette doesn't have the shades that I need, I have to use another eyeshadow palette and then concealer and foundation and everything, and it's a big ugly mess, and it's taking so much time because I will have to look for things that are not there, and here they're all here in a palette, and I really like it. I would recommend this palette only if you want to have a palette that has multiple colors, that you will use it once in a while, that you will want to combine with other eyeshadows. A palette that has really nice shades, like some really interesting shades. If you are attracted to something like that, then I would definitely recommend this one. However, if you are interested in a palette that contains more things in one palette, a palette that you could use to create a full look, I would recommend this palette. This one has an amazing shade range, and you don't need 1,000 pops of colors. You need just a few pops of colors, because you're not gonna go crazy every single day and go red or orange, but every single day you are gonna want to use these browns over here, and they are so nice and so different. Trust me, you are gonna use this palette. You are gonna use it on a daily basis, although it looks like it's got colors here and you might be a bit scary, but this one is just, I don't know, and it costs more. I don't know. I feel like I was happier with this one than with this one. And if you are afraid of highly pigmented eyeshadows, you think that you're gonna put it on your eye and it's gonna be a mess, I'm gonna tell you right now that these are so blendable that even if you will do a line on your face, you will still be able to blend it. So don't be afraid of these colors, honestly don't. So I'm gonna show you the swatches now. So these are the swatches, guys. I've tried to put the colors that are similar close to one another, and let's go through them. So you can see here that the swatches for the Spectrum palette are more visible. They are more visible because they are a different color than my hand, whereas this color is just exactly the same as my hand, and this one is just a bit lighter. So you can see here that these the white ones have like a grayish undertone to them, so it's up to you which one you like more. And then I've put the orange colors one next to the other. As you can see, the top one is brighter and a bit more pigmented than the bottom one. The bottom one is Spectrum and the top one is the matte palette. And then we've got the red color, which is exactly the same in both palettes. The purple color, it is a bit different in the palette, but anyways, this one has a higher pigmentation. The rest of the colors you can see here, the ones that I said are not highly pigmented, like these ones for example, and then these ones over here. Whereas if you look at the top palette, every single one of them has a good pigmentation. So overall, I would recommend this palette over this one for multiple reasons. For the quality of the eyeshadows, for the shades that you get, for the diversity that you get, for the fact that you can use this on a daily basis and on special occasions as well, for the fact that you can take this one with you when you're traveling and you will make an amazing palette for traveling, and because on top of all that, this one is cheaper. So if you guys can get your hands on this one, definitely go for this one because you won't regret it, I promise you. With this one, it's a bit of a, I don't know, because you might not like the pigmentation of some shades. I don't know, it's up to you really, but if I were to pick one of them, I would pick this one over this one, so it's up to you to judge now. I am wearing this palette on my eyes today, and the colors that I'm wearing are this coral color and this yellowish color over here, and I'm gonna do a tutorial for this look, so if you like it, please come back and check that video out. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoy spending time with me, and please subscribe to my channel if you like me, and if you enjoyed this video, press on that like button, and I will see you soon. Bye! My cat is here. He's annoying me. I think I need a drink. I can't speak. I think it's the this thing on my neck that's annoying me. That's a good palette and it performs really well as well. I'm filming. It's when you won't regret it.